Psychological manipulation in love, 10 techniques and how to recognize them. Welcome to Cognitive Crown, where we explore the fascinating world of psychology, human behavior, and the hidden patterns that shape our relationships. Today's topic is one of the most important, yet often overlooked, aspects of romantic life. We are diving into psychological manipulation in love, 10 techniques and how to recognize them. In this video, you will discover the 10 most common manipulation strategies people use in love. You will also learn how to spot them, protect yourself, and build healthier connections. By the end of this video, you'll have a much clearer understanding of how manipulation works in relationships and how to defend yourself from it. Let's begin. Technique 1. Love bombing. Love bombing is one of the most common manipulation tactics in romantic relationships. It happens when someone showers you with excessive affection, constant compliments, and overwhelming attention. At first, it feels like you found your perfect partner, someone who truly sees you, appreciates you, and makes you feel special. But the purpose of love bombing is not genuine affection. It is to create emotional dependency so that you feel addicted to their attention. Once you are hooked, they slowly pull back, leaving you desperate to win back that affection. This cycle can trap you in an unhealthy emotional loop. The key to recognizing love bombing is the pace of the relationship. If someone is rushing intimacy too quickly, making big promises after only a short time, or overwhelming you with gifts and affection, you may be experiencing manipulation, not love. Technique 2. Gaslighting. Gaslighting is a deeply damaging psychological tactic. It works by making you doubt your own memory, judgment, or perception of reality. A manipulator may deny things they said or did, even when you clearly remember them. They may twist facts, minimize your feelings, or insist that you are too sensitive or imagining things. Over time, gaslighting can erode your confidence and make you rely on the manipulator for truth. This creates a dangerous imbalance of power in the relationship. Recognizing gaslighting begins with trusting your own memory and instincts. If you constantly feel like you are defending your perception or you're questioning your own sanity in the relationship, it may be a sign of gaslighting. Technique 3. Guilt tripping. Guilt is one of the most powerful emotional levers in relationships. Manipulators know this, and they use guilt to control your choices and actions. They may say things like, "If you really love me, you would do this for me," or "After everything I've done for you, you won't do one small thing." This places you in a position where saying no makes you feel like a bad partner. Guilt tripping works because it exploits your empathy and kindness. The more you give in, the more power the manipulator gains. To recognize guilt tripping, pay attention to whether your partner respects your boundaries or constantly tries to make you feel responsible for their emotions. Love is about mutual care, not emotional blackmail. Technique 4. Silent treatment. The silent treatment is a form of emotional punishment. When manipulators use this tactic, they withdraw affection, attention, and communication. You may suddenly feel invisible, ignored, or punished without explanation. The goal is to make you anxious and desperate for reconciliation. By withholding communication, they force you to chase after them, apologize, or give in just to restore peace. Healthy partners discuss problems openly. Manipulators, however, use silence as a weapon to control the relationship dynamic. If you constantly feel like you're begging for attention or forgiveness, you may be facing this manipulative tactic. Technique 5. Triangulation. Triangulation introduces a third person into the relationship to create jealousy or competition. A manipulator may compare you to an ex, a friend, or even a stranger. They might say things like, "My ex never complained about this," or "Other people would be lucky to have me." This tactic makes you feel insecure and pushes you to fight for their validation. By creating rivalry, the manipulator gains power, making you work harder to prove your worth. Healthy love builds security. Manipulative love builds competition. If your partner constantly uses comparisons to control you, recognize this as triangulation. Technique 6. Playing the victim. Another common tactic is playing the victim. Manipulators often twist situations to make themselves appear helpless, misunderstood, or unfairly treated. They may constantly bring up how others hurt them or how life has been cruel to them. The goal is to gain your sympathy and shift the blame away from themselves. When you question their actions, they may say, "You don't understand what I've been through," or "I can't help it because of my past." While empathy is important, constant victimhood becomes a shield against accountability. Recognize this tactic when someone uses their pain to avoid responsibility, or when every conflict ends with you comforting them instead of addressing real issues. Technique 7. Intermittent reinforcement. Intermittent reinforcement is one of the most powerful psychological tricks. It comes from behavioral psychology and is used to create addiction. The manipulator gives you affection, love, or rewards inconsistently. Sometimes they treat you wonderfully, other times they pull away without reason. This unpredictability makes you chase after their love, hoping the next time will bring affection. It's the same principle used in gambling machines. The uncertainty keeps you hooked. In relationships, intermittent reinforcement creates an emotional roller coaster that is difficult to escape. The way to recognize it is by asking yourself, does this relationship feel stable and secure, or is it full of highs and lows that keep me guessing? Technique 8. Isolation. Manipulators often try to isolate you from friends, family, and outside support. They may discourage you from spending time with loved ones or criticize people close to you. Over time, you may find yourself more dependent on them and less connected to your own support system. Isolation works because it leaves you with fewer voices of reason, making it harder to see the manipulation. The key warning sign is when a partner tries to limit your independence or makes you feel guilty for maintaining other relationships. True love supports your connections with others. Manipulation seeks to cut them off. Technique 9. Projection. Projection is when a manipulator accuses you of the very behaviors they are guilty of. For example, if they are lying, they may accuse you of dishonesty. If they are flirting with others, they may accuse you of being unfaithful. This tactic shifts the blame onto you, making you defend yourself instead of questioning their actions. Over time, projection creates confusion and self-doubt. The manipulator avoids accountability by turning the spotlight on you. To recognize projection, pay attention to whether accusations feel baseless or exaggerated, and whether they mirror the manipulator's own behaviors. Technique 10. Gaslighting by future faking. Future faking is when someone makes big promises about the future to control your present decisions. They may say things like, "We'll move in together soon," or "I promise we'll get married one day," without any real intention of following through. These promises are used to keep you invested and compliant in the relationship. The manipulator gives you a vision of a perfect future while offering very little in the present. You hold on, hoping that one day the promise will come true. To recognize future faking, watch for whether actions align with words. If promises never materialize, and your partner uses the future as a tool to keep you hooked, it is manipulation, not commitment. Thank you for watching Cognitive Crown. If you found this video valuable, please like, share, and subscribe for more insights into the psychology of love, the mind, and human behavior.